Hi guys, I'm David with MediaUnlock.net, and today I'm going to be showing you how to update your GoPro Hero 4. It's really simple. You will need to download the software that GoPro puts out. You can do it manually, but it's much easier and faster to actually do it through the software. So I'm going to show you where to get the software on the GoPro website, and then I'm going to show you how to update it with the software. But before we dive into that, I kind of want to talk about the new update they just came out with 4 days ago for the GoPro Hero 4. I have the black edition, and there's a black and silver edition, as you guys can see. So for the people that have the black edition, if you guys want to see, it's pretty awesome. They have added 240 frames per second for 720p video. Now that is pretty amazing. Now it doesn't do the it does the narrow view, it doesn't do the wide angle view. It does the narrow view for that 240, but that is really awesome. And I'm going to be putting out here in the near future a video on how to use the GoPro Hero 4 Black Edition, and we'll actually show you guys some test footage at 240 frames per second. It's going to be pretty awesome, would be my guess, for such a small camera to be able to do that. And now you can do 60 frames per second at 2.7K, which is really good. Auto image rotation. You can do 30 photos, 6-second burst rate. So you can take 30 photos in a 6-second burst rate, which is pretty amazing. They've done kind of an update to ProTune. Now you definitely want to have ProTune turned on in your GoPro because you're going to get a little bit better color palette, and the video will look a little bit nicer. Usability improvements, added a reset option for the Wi-Fi, which is kind of nice. I haven't tested that out. I'm actually going to be updating it for the first time here when I show you guys. And then they do a night time-lapse stability improvement, which is really good. So if you do a lot of time-lapses like myself, that's going to be really nice, because the GoPro, this is the first GoPro that you can actually do astrophotography time-lapse and get decent or acceptable, results. So people that have the silver edition, they didn't do as much. It's pretty much everything that I just went over for the black edition, minus the 60 frames per second at 2.7K and the 240 frames per second at 720p. But just about everything else that I just kind of talked about, and you guys can do this. I'm gonna make this link number 2. So if you guys go to link number 2, you can read over it, and as well you can click. Let's see here. I believe there is a download of the GoPro Studio where you can actually download the software, and I think there's a way to download just the update if you want to do it manually. So if you want to update it manually, go down to the bottom right here, and all you got to do is you're gonna have to pull your battery out of your GoPro at the bottom, and then you can look down in the battery case. Actually, I don't even think you have to pull the battery out. I'm actually going to pull my GoPro out to double check that, because it might be on the battery door. No, so you'll actually have to pull the battery out, and you might need a flashlight, but it's over to the left side depending on how you're looking at it, and you'll be able to add your serial number in, and once you add your serial number, you'll be able to download it and then install it manually. If there's a bunch of people that are wanting to do it manually, let me know, and I'll do a walkthrough video showing you guys how to manually update it. But the option I'm going to show you here, the way I'm going to show you here, is much easier. So let's just type in GoPro. Hopefully I haven't put you guys to sleep kind of going over this, but I just think some of the new stuff is really cool what they're coming out with. And then we are going to go to products. We're going to go to software and app, and then we're going to go to the GoPro Studio, and we'll click download now. And I don't know why I just did that, so let's go back, and hopefully it will go through this time. There we go. And then you'll put your email in, and if they have the wrong OS, go on and check the OS that you have, and operating system, OS, same thing. And then I de-check both of these. I don't want a bunch of updates in my email. So I put my email address, click download, and then you'll just go ahead and install it. So let's downsize that, and let's open up GoPro Studio, which I've already got installed. And now what I'm going to do is plug in my GoPro. It's going to take a couple seconds. It will make a beeping sound. And it is still waiting to read the GoPro. Let's make sure we've got everything plugged in here. should work. Let me pop it back in. Maybe there's a faulty connection here. Oh, I'm just going to go on and turn the GoPro off. Turn the GoPro on. Usually it will just, when I plug in the GoPro, it will just automatically read it. So the reason that it's not turning on, sound like an idiot here, is because I took the battery out to make sure I knew exactly where the serial number was. So we're going to click GoPro Studio here. I've already got it installed. And then we'll just plug in the GoPro, wait a couple seconds, it'll beep. And there it goes, it's reading it right now. And boom, as soon as you open up the software and the GoPro is connected, install update. Of course, I want to install this update, continue. I accept the terms and agreement. And now what it's going to do is going to update. I don't know how long this update's going to take. Like I said, this is I haven't done an update and then taken it off and then re-updated it. I just did this update initially because I know how to do it. And it's actually really simple to do with the GoPro Studio software. So, and the Studio software is pretty nice if you're going to do some time-lapse editing and stuff like that. But I always use LR time-lapse. And then as far as the video goes, I use a pop-in Premiere to do my video editing. So it is going to install, so we will be back in a minute. If you look at your GoPro and it doesn't say updating any longer, but you're getting this screen, sometimes it gets stuck here. And even though your GoPro's updated, it's still saying it may take a few minutes when it's updating, even though it's already finished updating. Again, make sure that you look at your GoPro screen, and what you can do is, if it's not updating, you should be good to go. What I did to double check it also is I connected into the GoPro app and made sure that the new settings were there so that they had been updated, which they are. So once you're finished, once it is finished, you can just hit close, or this should go away once it's finished updating. So I'm just going to go on and hit close. And now my GoPro Hero 4 Black Edition has been updated with the new settings, and I'm excited to really try that 240 frames per second at 720p. It's a lower resolution but a high frame rate for a camera, and I don't really know if there's any other cameras under like $1,000 that offer you 240 frames per second at 720p and a real 720p that's actually good quality HD. So that is how you guys do it. Pretty simple procedure, pretty painless. If I get enough people requesting it, I will do an update or do a video on how to manually update the camera. You guys have a great day, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.